This is week 4 of my F.M.P. and today I will be discussing my research for this week. So my research this week was on podcast logos. I'm going to briefly discuss the key things that I've learned as well. First of all, what are podcast logos? Podcast logos help you build your brand and take advantage of marketing opportunities. It's very important to know that these are not cover images. Cover images and podcast logos are totally different. Your podcast logo will mainly be in a corner of your podcast. So like a watermark, or even just in the background of your podcast, and it will even be on your website as well. So hopefully I've explained podcast logos very well. Why do you need a podcast logo? Now, 1, it makes your show look professional. 2, it gets your show on various podcast directories. And 3, it helps with marketing and promotion. So here is a podcast called My Favorite Murder. I'm going to use this as reference and I'm going to break down everything on this logo. Dark red, black, and other dark color palettes which suggest that the mood will be dark. The format is newspaper cutouts, which could imply that the podcast is about newspaper stories or newspaper articles. Lastly, let's look at the name, My Favorite Murder. These two keywords, favorite and murder, they do not relate. Favorite is positive, murder is negative. The word favorite could suggest that the people on this podcast are very jokey, humorous, provoking in a way. And the word murder suggests that the topic could be murder, crime, or any other dark things going on in the world. Logo guidelines. Watch out for the dimensions, the elements, the fonts and colors. You gotta be mindful for all of these because those are going to be very important. You don't want your podcast logo to be oversized. You don't want your elements to be misplaced. You don't want your fonts and colors to be unrelatable to the mood you want to give to the audience. And lastly as well, what I learned is use references. Don't be scared to look at other people's work. I've looked at the popular podcasts like Joe Rogan, Diary of a CEO, TED Talks. Use a reference where your podcast relates to that same genre. That's my weekly log. Signing off. Peace.